Shock advised. Stand clear. Push shock button.
Redfield, attack priority 1.
All right, fine, you made me do it. Let's talk the Krebs cycle. So, the Krebs cycle. You learn the Krebs cycle. You forget the Krebs cycle. And then you learn it again. That is the Krebs cycle. Obviously, I'm kidding. But seriously, I haven't thought about the Krebs cycle in like 5 years. So in order to make this video, I had to dust off some of my dusty college notes and relearn the Krebs cycle so that I can teach you guys about it. Okay, so before we get into the Krebs cycle, I want you to learn a mnemonic. Now, this is dirty, so if it's dirty and stupid, you'll probably remember it. So if you're under the age of 18, cover your ears. But can I keep selling for money, officer? Now, who knew that the Krebs cycle and workers had so much in common? All right, now let's break this mnemonic down. So we got citrate, we got isocitrate, we got alpha ketoglutarate acid, alpha ketoglutarate, glutarate. We got succinyl-CoA, succinyl-CoA. We got succinate. We got fumarate. We got malate. And then we got oxaloacetate. Oxaloacetate. So, can I keep selling for money, officer? Citrate, isocitrate, alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, succinate, fumarate, malate, and oxaloacetate. That is the Krebs cycle. Now, all right. So let's talk about the freaking gosh dang Krebs cycle. All right, so the Krebs cycle, it takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. So coming down in here, mitochondrial matrix. So remember from the last video, we took one glucose. So we took a C6H12O6. We broke it apart, and then we got a net 2 ATP plus 2 NADH plus 2 pyruvate. Now, the first actual step is called pyruvate oxidation. We are not going to keep track of the NAD and the NADH, but just know that you are going to get an NAD or an NADH and a CO2 from this step. But most textbooks only really account for what is created in the Krebs cycle. If yours is different, just know that in the first step, which is this pyruvate oxidation over here, we're going to get an NAD and an NADH. Okay. So the Krebs cycle, we have 2 pyruvates, so this is going to happen twice. So just know that this entire process is going to happen twice, so the actual account for what we're going to make is a little bit different than what you think it will be, because everything in here gets multiplied by 2, okay? But we're only going to do one molecule at a time here because I'm terrible at math. Okay. So our pyruvate from our glycolysis, it is going to come into the mitochondrial matrix. It is going to react with an enzyme called pyruvate dehydrogenase. Now, this enzyme, pyruvate dehydrogenase, it's going to cause an enzyme called coenzyme A and an NAD, and it is going to react with this is going to get broken down into an acetyl group, which is going to combine with this this coenzyme A, and we are going to get this big honking compound called acetyl coenzyme A. We are also going to get NAD and a CO2. Now, acetyl-CoA, it is going to come down here, or all the way up here into step 1 of the Krebs cycle, where oxaloacetate, citrate synthase, and acetyl coenzyme A are all going to react together, and we are going to form citrate. Now, as soon as this citrate synthase and this acetyl coenzyme A combine, this coenzyme A is going to detach, and we are going to just end up with citrate. So remember our dirty mnemonic. This is step 1. So step 1, can you see that? No. Okay, let's see here. Where can I write this? Okay, so step 1. So can, and this is citrate. Okay, some textbooks also will have an intermediate step here where citrate reacts with aconitase and it becomes cisaconate. Mine does not, so I did not put that in here. So citrate, it is going to react with aconitase, and once it reacts with aconitase, we are going to have a molecule called isocitrate. So remember step 2, isocitrate. Now, from here, isocitrate, it is going to react with an enzyme called isocitrate dehydrogenase. Once it reacts with that enzyme, NAD, or that nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, is going to get reduced. It's going to pick up a hydrogen and it's going to become an NADH. We are also going to get a carbon dioxide from this step. So we have one NADH, and one carbon dioxide. Now, we are then going to go isocitrate. It's going to react with isocitrate dehydrogenase, NAD, NADH, and a carbon dioxide, and it is going to become alpha ketoglutarate. So, step 3, can I keep? That's ketoglutarate. Okay, so we are at alpha ketoglutarate. It is going to react with alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. We are going to react with this enzyme. We are going to get an NAD. It's going to pick up a hydrogen. It's going to get reduced. We get an NADH, and coenzyme A makes an appearance again. We are also going to get a CO2. So one NADH, one CO2, and the coenzyme A is going to attach, and then we will have succinyl-CoA. Now, succinyl-CoA from here, it is going to react with succinyl-CoA synthetase, and in this step, we are going to have a guanosine diphosphate. It is going to become a guanosine triphosphate, and then when this is formed, we can have a adenosine diphosphate become an adenosine triphosphate. So in this step, we have one ATP. Now, once this step reacts, this succinyl-CoA synthetase reacts, and then we get our 1 ATP, we are going to be left with succinate. So, step 4 is succinyl-CoA selling. Succinyl-CoA. And then we have 5, which is succinate. All right, so from here, succinate is going to react with an enzyme called succinic dehydrogenase, and another electron carrier is going to pick up a couple of hydrogens. This is flavonoadenine dinucleotide. So in this step, we are going to get one FADH. FADH2. And then it is going to become fumarate. And let's see here. 4. I'm running out of room. This is fumarate. All right. So from fumarate, it is going to react with an enzyme called fumarase. A water molecule is going to come in here, and we are going to get malate. So let's come down here. So step 7, money or malate. Now, from malate, it is going to react with an enzyme called malate dehydrogenase. And in this step, we are going to get an NAD and an NADH. So one NAD is going to become one NADH. So, and then malate dehydrogenase, it is going to react, and then we are going to get oxaloacetate, and then this whole cycle goes around again. So for those who are back home keeping track, remember this entire process happens twice. Okay, so we are going to take 2-pyruvate. They're going to react together in the mitochondrial matrix, and as payoff, we're going to get 6 NADH. We are going to get 2 FADH2. We're going to get 2 ATP, and then we are going to get 4 carbon dioxides. Okay, are you ready for just drawing this entire thing out I think that I am. So let's go to the next slide and let's do it. Well, actually, first, step 8 is officer. So citrate, isocitrate, ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, succinate, fumarate, malate, and then oxaloacetate. All right, next step. All right, so we have a blank here. We are going to draw out all of the steps of the Krebs cycle. All right, so we got, well, let's actually just label everything first. Okay, so we got pyruvate, we got an acetyl group, then we got acetyl-CoA. And remember, our mnemonic, can I keep selling money, officers? So we got citrate, isocitrate, alpha-ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, succinate, fumarate, malate, and we got our oxaloacetate. Okay, so step 1, we're going to undergo pyruvate oxidation. So we got our enzyme, which is pyruvate dehydrogenase. So pyruvate dehydrogenase, I'm just going to label that DH. Now, this is going to take our pyruvate. It is going to break it up. We're going to steal a carbon here. So we're going to get a CO2. And then we are also going to get our coenzyme A and an NAD. These are going to react together. So we're going to get an NADH. And then once this is all done, we're going to get acetyl coenzyme A. Now, our acetyl coenzyme A, it is going to come up here into this step. And this acetyl coenzyme A is going to slam into oxaloacetate, and with the enzyme citrate synthase, and we are going to get citrate. Okay, so our citrate is going to further be broken down by aconitase. Remember, I did not put the intermediate step in here. It was not in my textbook. I know that it is for a fact in some, but I did not put it in here. Okay, so citrate reacts with aconitase, and then we are going to get isocitrate. So from here, it is going to react with isocitrate dehydrogenase. Let's actually put that over here. So isocitrate dehydrogenase. And remember, in this step, we're going to lose a carbon and we're going to lose a hydrogen because we are going to get a CO2. So we're going to get one CO2. And then we are going to get an NAD. And it's going to get reduced into NADH. Okay. And then once this is done, we are going to be left with alpha ketoglutarate. And our alpha ketoglutarate is going to react with an enzyme called alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. So alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. And our coenzyme A is going to make an appearance again, but that's not the only thing that's going to happen under this stage. We're also going to get a CO2. So we got CoA plus NAD. We're going to get an NADH plus a carbon dioxide. So we have our succinyl-CoA right here. This is going to further react with another enzyme called succinyl-CoA synthetase. Succinyl-CoA synthetase. And remember, in this step, we also are going to take a GDP or guanosine diphosphate, and it's going to become a guanosine triphosphate, GTP, and this is a circular thing. So we can have an ADP, ADP, becoming an ATP. And this is going to be our ATP production from the Krebs cycle. Now, we have succinate down here. Succinate is going to react with an enzyme called succinic dehydrogenase. Succinic dehydrogenase. So, succinic dehydrogenase, we're also going to take our FAD or our flavonoadenine dinucleotide. It is going to react, it's going to get reduced, and it's going to become FADH2. So, we got FADH2, and then we will have fumarate. Now, our fumarate is going to react with an enzyme. It is called fumarase, and it is going to combine with a water. So, fumarase. And then we are going to get malate. Now, from malate, we are going to react with an enzyme called malate dehydrogenase. Malate dehydrogenase. And then an NAD is going to get reduced into an NADH. All right, so remember, this goes down twice. So we have our 2-pyruvate are going to enter the Krebs cycle. And in payoff, in total, after this goes around twice, we're going to get 6 NADH. We are going to get 2 FADH, 2 FADH2. We are going to get 2 adenosine triphosphate. And we're going to get 4 carbon dioxides. Simple as, right? So, for those who are not paying attention, we're going to go over this one more time. Okay. So remember my dirty acronym. Can I keep selling for money, officer? So remember, we have citrate, isocitrate, alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, succinate, fumarate, malate, and oxaloacetate. Okay, so remember, our first real step over here is pyruvate oxidation. This is going to take place in the mitochondrial matrix. All of this is going to take place in the mitochondrial matrix, which is the inside of the mitochondria. So we have our pyruvate. It is going to react with an enzyme called pyruvate dehydrogenase. It is going to combine with coenzyme A. We are going to get an NAD, and this NAD is going to get reduced. We're going to get a carbon dioxide. So this acetyl group is going to become acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A is going to combine with oxaloacetate, which is going to react with citrate synthase, and then we are going to get citrate. So from citrate, we are going to react with aconidase. Remember, there is that intermediate step that is sometimes mentioned, sometimes not, but I did not include it. From citrate, we're going to react with aconidase. We're going to get isocitrate. Remember, that's step 2. So isocitrate is going to react with isocitrate dehydrogenase. We're going to get an NAD. This NAD is going to steal off a hydrogen and become NADH. We are also going to get a carbon dioxide. Now, once we have done all that, it is going to become alpha ketoglutarate. And from here, alpha ketoglutarate is going to react with alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. It is going to take an NAD plus coenzyme A. We're going to get an NADH, a carbon dioxide, and this is going to turn into succinyl-CoA. Now, from here, we are going to take our succinyl-CoA and we're going to react with an enzyme called succinyl-CoA synthetase. And in this step, we're going to take guanosine diphosphate. It's going to become guanosine triphosphate. And adenosine diphosphate over here is going to become adenosine triphosphate. So that is our ATP production from the Krebs cycle. Now, from here, we will have succinate, which is going to react with an enzyme called succinic dehydrogenase. Flavonoadenine dinucleotide is going to come down here. It's going to get reduced. It's going to pick up 2 hydrogens. And then we will have fumarate. Now, from here, fumarate, it's going to react with an enzyme called fumarase. and fumarase in a water is going to give us malate. Malate is going to react with an enzyme called malate dehydrogenase, which is going to take an NAD, and we are going to get another NADH. And because we have 2 pyruvate from glycolysis, this is going to happen twice, giving us this general form. So pyruvate is going to undergo the Krebs cycle, and in payoff, we're going to get 6 NADH. We are going to get 2 FADH2. We're going to get 2 ATP, and we are going to get 4 carbon dioxides. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Krebs cycle. From here, the Krebs cycle, we created these 6 NADH and our 2 FADH2. Now, if we are keeping in, or if we're going to try and use that business analogy where glycolysis was like the raw materials manufacturing because we want to make computer chips, this is like sending those, or this step is like the silicon wafer manufacturing facility so that we can send all of this stuff over to the electron transport chain, which would be like TSMC, because if we're wanting ATP, well, TSMC just prints money, and that's really what we want here. So this is the Krebs cycle. This is the second step in how your body actually uses glucose for energy. If you learned something, please like the video, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. I hope you learned something. I hope this was helpful. Next video, we're going to be covering the electron transport chain. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.